Hello aspirants, welcome to MVP Vishwakosha. In today's video, we will cover most important current affairs for UPSC, KPSC and all competitive exams of 25th October 2025. In that first point, that is about recent Delhi government, that is Delhi's cloud seeding. Okay, in that the Delhi government, in coordination with the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, okay, IIT Kanpur and other agencies carried out a trial flight for cloud seeding over the northern fringe of the city. And also, the trial flight fired cloud seeding flares and also which release substance like silver iodide, sodium chloride, rock salt that is into cloud to test system, that is aircraft readiness, flare deployment coordination, but did not induce rain because humidity or cloud cover was inadequate. So if conditions became favorable, that cloud cover humidity, a full scale cloud seeding operation that aiming for artificial rain is expected around 28 to 30 October 2025. So this exercise is motivated by the severe air pollution crisis in Delhi, and also especially after that Diwali, post Diwali, and also the idea that artificial rain might help wash out suspended pollutant. Okay, so all that in that Delhi government and IIT Kanpur conducted cloud seeding trial, and also use of silver iodide and sodium chloride to trigger artificial rainfall, and main objective is to reduce the PM 2.5 and particulate matter during the post Diwali pollution, and effectiveness depends on cloud presence, and humidity offers temporary relief. Okay, so in this perspective for UPSC or any competitive exam MCQ, that is which chemical is commonly used in cloud seeding. Okay, there are four options: calcium oxide, silver iodide, ammonium nitrate, sodium carbonate. So answer is silver iodide. Okay, silver iodide is the correct chemical commonly used in cloud seeding. So in that same topic, main question can be asked, that is discuss the feasibility and challenges of cloud seeding as an air pollution mitigation strategy in India. Okay, for that you have to write the answer. Okay, next topic, that's about WTO. Okay, WTO's news that credits India's DFTP scheme. Okay, that is a duty-free tariff preference scheme. Okay, in that according to the recent WTO Secretariat report titled "Market Access for Products and Service of Export Interest to Least Developed Countries." In that India's DFTP scheme has been credited for significantly boosting export from that LDC. Okay, so and also the report states that India's scheme covers 94.1% tariff lines for that LDC export, making it one of the broadest program of any developing country, greatest coverage that the European Union or People's Republic of China in this context. And also India now the fifth largest export destination. Okay, and also in the least developed countries in 2024, accounting for about 6.8% of their total export, and also the average preferential margin in India offers cited about 15.1% point across all products, and approximately that is 29.7 percentage points for agricultural goods. Okay, so in that also next point, that is about that's MCQ question from that WTO credits, in that India's DFTP scheme provides benefits primarily to which that is G20 members, Asian nation, or least developed countries, or European countries. So LDCs. Okay, that is least developed country is the correct answer. In that same mains question, you can expect that analyze how India's DFTP, that scheme enhances South-South cooperation and strengthen trade diplomacy. So all that point you have to write. So next news, it is about Lithuania, that is Russia's airspace violation. Okay, so here recent that Lithuania accused two Russian military aircraft, that is Su-30 fighter and IL-78 tanker for briefly entering its airspace, okay, for around 18 seconds. So Lithuania armed forces say they scrambled two NATO Eurofighter Typhoon in response, and also Russia denies the incursion, claiming that aircraft remained with Russian airspace only, and also Lithuania closed two largest airports and also shut down two broader crossing with the Belarus also because of a helium weather balloon incursion suspected of smuggling cigarettes and Belarusian territory. And the border crossing also were closed from last 24th October until around midday on 25th October as per precautionary measures. In all that strategical, geopolitical, all that perspective, it is very, very important. Okay. So in that prelims MCQ question or any questions, you can expect that Lithuania shares borders with which country? Okay, important. Here four options are given: Russia, Belarus, Poland, Ukraine, Belarus, Hungary, Latvia, Estonia, Poland, Russia, Ukraine, Germany. So here the answer is Russia, Belarus, and Poland. Okay, map-based questions are important for exam perspective. And also in that mains question, you can expect that examine how airspace violation in Eastern Europe represent the evolving nature of hybrid warfare. Okay, so that perspective it is very, very important. So that is about recent Lithuania Russia airspace violation. Okay, next news it's about India re-elected to UNESCO's anti-doping body. Okay, here recently that India is re-elected as vice chairman person of Bureau for the Asia Pacific at the 10th session COP10 of the International Convention Against Doping in Sports. Okay, and also the at the UNESCO's headquarters in Paris. The meeting marked the 20th anniversary of the convention, which is the only legally binding international multilateral instrument dedicated to promoting integrity and eliminating doping in sports globally. And also the Indian delegation include Secretary of Sports Hari Ranjan Rao and Director General of National Anti-Doping Agency Anand Kumar, and as part of its role, India also proposed amendments aimed at integrating values education through sports approach and thereby promoting sports values, ethics, and integrity among youth sports organization and society. So all that convention, international convention against doping in sports, all that is very, very important. Okay, so in that perspective, exam perspective, important question is the International Convention Against Doping in Sports is administered by WHO, UNESCO, WADA, and IOC. So here the answer is UNESCO. UNESCO's headquarter and everything is important, and all that organizations, their headquarters and all their importances are important. In that means question, we can expect discuss how India's leadership in UNESCO's anti-doping framework promotes integrity in sports. Okay, so that's about how India is re-elected to UNESCO's anti-doping body. Next topic that is about China builds a base near LAC. Okay, so here very important recent that China build and that satellite image shows that China is building a new air defense complex near the Pangong Lake, Tibet front area that is close to India-China LAC in Ladakh. And also the complex reportedly features that is hardened missile base with retractable roofs and possibly that is housing the HQ-9 surface-to-air missile system. And also independent assessments suggest that Chinese it has not reduced its presence on the LAC. Instead, it has expanded anti-aircraft sites, logistic infrastructure, defense camps, and forward position as part of its border posture. And also, the development is seen in the context of a new normal on India-China border, where both sides maintain elevated deployment and infrastructure rather than full-proof withdrawal. Very important location, that Pangong like area in the eastern Ladakh, and also the Chinese side. Also, infrastructure has been growing on the line of actual control, right? Is the de facto frontier between India and China. High altitude terrain, logistic difficulty, all that it is important. Okay. So in that for my MCQ, that Pangong Lake is located partly in which location? That is Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh. So answer is Ladakh, right? So in that mains question that is analyze the strategic implication of China's military infrastructure near LAC, line of actual control for India's border security. Okay, so that is the mains question. So that's about China build base near LSC. Okay. Next news that is about exercise Trishul. Okay. You should know about what is exercise Trishul and all. That is it is an tri-service exercise. Okay. And that is India has issued that NOTAM, that is notice to airmen reserving a large airspace for the period of 30 October to 10 November 2025 for the exercise Trishul near its western border with the Pakistan. The exercise involves all three services, that is Army, Navy, and Air Force, and is being held in the strategically sensitive, that is Sar Creek region of Gujarat, bordering that Pakistan Sindh province, right? Also including ambitious the Desert Creek and multi-domain operation. Pakistan in turn also has restricted air traffic routes across its central and southern airspace, its own NOTAM. Okay, signaling heightened alert. Analyze note that reserved airspace for India's that is exercise, that is Trishul, extend up to 28,000 feet, and all scale and location are unusual. Very important. Exercise Trishul. It is a tri-service military exercise of India involving the Army, Navy, and Air Force. Main aim is to joint operational readiness, integration, and all. And the terrain, Sar Creek and Kutch sector. Okay, important strategic and geographically it is very important. So from that exercise Trishul, you can ask that what is NOTAM stands for. Okay, so NOTAM stands for that is notice to air mission. Okay, other options and but our answer is A, that is notice to air missions. Okay, in that same topic you can expect question means that evaluate the importance of tri-service exercises like Trishul in strengthening joint warfare capabilities. Okay, so that is about exercise Trishul in Pakistan border. Next news that is about CJI successor recommendation. Okay, so that is CJI Chief Justice B.R. Gawai. Okay, to retire in November, right? So for that successor should be appointed. So the current Chief Justice of India so has been formally asked the government to recommend his successor. So the next likely successor is Surya Khan, currently the senior most judge of the Supreme Court after CJI Gawai, expected to take office on 24th November 2025 and served until 9th February 2027. The process is governed by the existing Memorandum of Procedure (MOP) for the appointment of judges to the Supreme Court and High Court. Also, the appointment elevation of a Chief Justice of India is regulated by the Memorandum of Procedure approved by the government, which incorporate the seniority-based convention on articulated in the second judge's case, important case, that second judge's case 1993. As per convention, the senior most judges of Supreme Court who is fit to hold the office is recommended for the role of CJ. Okay, and also that about a month before the incumbent CJ's retirement, the Law Ministry sends the communication to the current CJ requesting the name of his successor. So upon recommendation, the President issues the formal appointment, tenure and ends of reaching the age of 65 for Supreme Court judge or earlier retirement for High Court and all. So that is important. Okay, so in that MCQ question, we can expect that who appoints the Chief Justice of India for all competitive exam. It is important, right? Prime Minister, President, Parliament, Law Minister. So here the appointment is done by President. Okay, so that is important. And also mains question we can expect that critically discuss how the MOP, okay, ensures transparency and independence in judicial appointment. Okay. So that is about CJ successor recommendation and all. Okay. Next news that is about Telecom Cybersecurity rules 2025. Okay. Recent that 2025 rules in cybersecurity. So that Department of Telecommunication officially notified amended cybersecurity rules for the telecom sector. The changes came amid rising cyber fraud. Okay, and that Ministry of Communication released the draft telecommunication that amendment rules, telecom cybersecurity amendment rules 2025 for public consultation, which build on earlier 2024 rules and propose significant expansions in scope and compliance. Also, the draft and now amendment rules introduced in the obligations. Okay, so very important, the mobile number validation platform for verifying telecom identities and extending complaints beyond licensed telecom operator for entities using telecom identifiers such as OTTs, e-commerce, etc. and also stricter controls. Okay, IMEI device identifier and all. Also incident reporting timeline. All that is, and also industry has expressed concerns specifically about the expanded scope digital platform, possible regulatory overreach and privacy surveillance implication. All that is very, very important. Okay. So that is the Telecom Cybersecurity Rules 2025. In that we can expect that what does TIUE stand for? Okay, that is it is Telecom Identifier User Entity. Okay, in that means perspective, that is evaluate the Telecom Cybersecurity Rules 2025 in the context of balancing cybersecurity with innovation and privacy. Okay. So very important. That's about recent Telecom Cybersecurity Rules 2025. Next topic, that is about exercise Ocean Sky 2025. Okay, that is exercise Ocean Sky 2025. In that in the Indian Air Force is participating in the exercise Ocean Sky 2025. It is a multinational air combat exercise hosted by the Spanish Air Force at Gando Air Base in Spain in 20 October to 31st October 2025. India is reportedly the first non-NATO nation to be invited to participate in the exercise, and also the exercise aims to foster mutual learning, enhance interoperability, sharpen air combat skills, and strengthen defense cooperation with the friendly nations. Okay, and also the exercise Ocean Sky is a multinational, for example, perspective important air combat exercise organized by Spanish Air Force involving several friendly air forces participating advanced aerial warfare, high intensity training, interoperability, joint mission planning, combat simulations, and also key main features that advanced fighter aircraft operation, potentially air to air, air to ground missions, integration to allied air force, logistic and support interoperability, and also the Gando Air Base in Spain is strategically that diplomacy, all that perspective, it is very, very important. Okay. In exam perspective, you can expect the question that exercise Ocean Sky 2025 is hosted by which country? Okay, France, Italy, Spain, Greece. So Spain is the answer. And for mains perspective, discuss the significance of India's participation in exercise Ocean Sky 2025 for its global defense diplomacy. Okay. It is about recent that exercise Ocean Sky 2025. Next, that is about last news. That is about education remittance at 8-year low. Okay, according to that RBI data. So the education remittance, so Indian resident remittance abroad for the purpose of education fell to about US dollar 0.32 billion, down from about 0.42 billion in August 2024. It is a drop of 24% year on year. And also the figure is reportedly the lowest of August since 2017. Under the liberalized remittance scheme of the Reserve Bank of India, outward remittance in August 2025 fell about 17.7% year on year to US dollar 2.6 billion. So the declines is attributed to several factors. Fewer Indian students going abroad, especially to major destinations, currency, fee pressure, stricter visa immigration norms in destination countries, and also remittance, very important. Remittance in the Indian economy perspective, it is very important, right? That education abroad is a major channel to outward capital flow and reflect the global mobility of Indian student, right? The education related remittance, all that perspective, it is very, very important. Okay. So in that perspective, that under that low LRS, that maximum annual remittance per person is what actually, okay. And that answer is dollar 2.250,000. Okay. So the main question that is examine the economic and social and implications of declining outward remittance for education from India. That you have to tell. So that's about education remittance at 8-year low. Okay. So that's it. That's all for today's current affairs update from MVP Vishwakosha. Revise these topics well. Okay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for daily updates on UPSC, KPSC, and all competitive exam. Thank you.